It's Friday. Do you know where your IT pros are? We don't. It's Patch and Switch. Now, three guys that can't figure out how to run a podcast, even though it runs itself pretty much automatically. Here they are. Patch and Switch. I don't know if it runs itself automatically. Is this AI? Are we on AI, guys?
AI.
Oh no, there's no intelligence here.
Okay, that's what I kind of thought. There's no idea. I was like, it runs itself automatically? What's my job then?
Well, it was doing it automatically, but it was ducking your audio way down, man. At least on my side, it sounded like you were speaking through a pillow. Were you speaking through a pillow or something?
No.
Very strange. Very strange.
Yeah,
well,
very strange.
I'm assuming you drew the short straw to become the announcer guy or announcer person this morning.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, I did.
There you go.
Since the normal announcer guy is not here.
Correct. We are down a person. This morning. The illustrious Mr. Joey Snow, otherwise known as Patch, or is it Switch, or is it Patch or Switch, or is it whatever? He has taken a DTO. Do you know what a DTO is?
No, we don't have that up here.
Discretionary time off. It's like last minute notice. Boom. I'm like,
who approved that?
I'm out. You don't have to approve them. You're good.
Yeah, you do. They have to be approved.
Apparently, his boss is a little loose on the requirements.
Yeah, his boss is very loose on the requirements.
He is taking some much-deserved time off to recharge with friends and family, and his eldest daughter is visiting from Florida, all the way over in California. So at least that's a closer drive for him. I mean, last time he took a day off to drive to Florida, it's a long drive.
Is it still raining in California?
I know it's possible. So she's flown to California. They're meeting together. They're having a great time with the family. So good stuff. It's a good use of a Friday. Is
it still raining in California?
I have no idea. I think they found the window when it stopped, and it never rains in Disneyland. There's a Disney World. Any other? Is land on California side, or is it world on California side?
Land is in California, world is in Florida.
There you go. I don't think it ever rains in Disney World. It's just
it rains all the time at Disney World. What are you talking about?
It's just a happy mist. It's not really rain.
Like it doesn't snow in Nova Scotia.
Thunderstorm.
Nice. So, as a result, the show must go on because we have an official technical webcast to do, according to the placeholder that you are able to get if you want from one of our tweets, if you're interested, aka.ms/patch and switch reminder, I think it was, if I remember correctly, where you can download the ICS file, have it added to your calendar of choice, and it looks like you are attending a technical webcast about switches and patches for your boss to see inside of your calendar and remind you that this is where we are every second Friday. That's the plan.
My placeholder says online training so that if my boss looks at my calendar, it's
nice.
Covered.
Online training. Every 2 weeks. You're a very diligent, forever learner, my friend. Diligent, forever learner.
I don't want to say what mine says.
Nice. Well, thank you, both of you, for joining us today. I appreciate having a couple of extra hands on board. And as we were talking about in the pre-show, it really does take two people to replace the bigness that is Mr. Joey Snow.
The bigness.
Because he's so freaking tall, you have to have two of you to match his height.
Big personality or big person?
A big personality. And then you've got, I know that you got Pierre there for some of the technical acumen, and then you've got Jared there for the hair. So that's how it kind of equates out to be two people equal one Joey Snow. At least that's
I'm not helping in that regards.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly.
So I do have to ask Jared, are you using the artisanal emergency hair chutney today?
I am using the artisanal hair chutney, and it's specifically a chutney. So,
Nice.
yes.
Very nice. Well, I appreciate you both for hanging out and helping me out. And I appreciate all of the attendees and the attendees. What am I talking about? All of our lovely guests that are joining us today on the stream to be able to say howdy ho. Now, apparently we have a couple of people that are desperate. We have no idea if they are bots. Please don't interact with them if they are bots. They might actually be desperate and in need of help. We'll find out. And the moderators will do their ever due diligent job of validating that they are, in fact, in need of help, or they will be booted very shortly. So please watch out for those folks. But I do know we happen to have some folks that have already said hello inside the chat. We got Genescu coming to us from the Europes. We've got GoGo Gadget 360 saying hello and happy Friday. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to where you are. Fuel Snobble has joined us as well. Our good friend Vizio MVP, forever at the console and hanging out with us as well. And Jay Shock, well, you know, you're helping out run the shows. So of course you're here. Thank goodness.
Yes. Otherwise, is he really, or is he just an AI?
I'm just AI.
Jared is just an AI, like the new AI that was announced to be showing up in Notepad. I don't know. It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
It is coming.
I'm waiting for a co-pilot in Notepad. For sure.
Nice. And again, for the rest of the folks,
I just got my co-pilot in my M365. I'm writing a document yesterday, and all of a sudden it starts suggesting things. I'm like,
stop. Yeah. Stop.
I can't beep myself, so I'm like, get off of me.
Nice.
And GoGo Gadget 360. I'm not quite a large language model. I am large, but I'm not a language model. Don't model anything after me.
Nice.
No model, no role model.
And again, for the rest of the folks that have joined us on the stream, thank you very much for taking the time to join us this Friday. I see Fair Brit has dialed in from across the pond. I'm glad to see that her CompuServe connection is working again today for her to be able to join. Fuel Snobble's there, and he said hello. I'm Curious Mauve. KMC Farron has joined us. Kowski, as always. Mark Zinsk, Mr. Kuzer, I like that name. Shadiest of Shady Pandas, and also Skukoxy, I think is how you pronounce that one. I could be completely wrong because I'm horrible at names. Even when you can read them, I'm horrible at names. But Friday, we made it, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations. What
I
kind
need
of
an extra 3 days this week.
It feels like that way, man. So
Right.
On a personal note, I'm acting as a private butler and as a concierge and as a get whatever I happen to need to for my significant other. She unfortunately is in isolation in the master bedroom, just way over there someplace, because she got the COVIDs, unfortunately. Happens.
I'm just wondering, like, dude, because my wife has done that a little bit lately too. Like, do they just fake COVID so that they just can lie in bed and watch TV all day?
No. This is very much a real case, and it impacts us because
I thought about doing that.
I was, well, Pierre. Let's be honest. When you get sick, you get the man flu, and you're just down. All hands. You are done, dead to the world. You're not even possible to do anything with or reason with. But we actually have a flight out tonight, so I think she's going to have to reschedule. We were going to go watch our oldest twin. No. Middle twin. I have to think about that because of the number of minutes between when twins are born or whatever it is. Anyway, Ella is off playing softball this weekend for her inaugural opening tournament of the season, and looks like I'll be going solo, and then Kelly will be showing up after the fact once things clear up. So we'll see.
So who's going to take the butler duties?
I passed it on to my son and my other half of the twin component who's going to be helping out as well. So that's what's kind of keeping me busy these days. Look at that. Mr. Kuzer, man COVID is a step worse than man flu. I would happily agree to that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
My mom recently had caught an RSV, and she being now in a nursing facility, she couldn't leave her room.
Yeah.
And
it's crazy, man.
It was kind of rough. And then finally the head nurse was like, she's doing better. But she's like, you still have some signs of it, so you're gonna have to wear a mask.
Yeah.
And my mom was just happy to leave the room. She went to some social event that they have in the afternoons, and one of the other patients was coughing, and she's like, why does she have to wear a mask if I have to wear one? And it's like,
yeah. No, it's kind of crazy for sure. I mean, obviously, all this craziness is still very much around, still very much a big deal. So, you know, take your precautions, mask up in public if you're going. I always mask up when I'm traveling and in large spaces as well. Softball tournament wise, because it's outdoors. So I get to walk around and take pictures. So I have to go to Glazier's Camera later this afternoon after my working day to pick up a rental lens so I can go off and take pictures, because I actually have press accreditations.
What?
I just asked out of passing to the athletic staff, and they said, yeah, we can get you press access. I'm like, normally I just walk around with a little bit of attitude because no one stops you if you're carrying a large camera lens and you're taking photos. They just assume you're allowed to be there.
You need to have like 2 or 3 cameras strapped to your body, though.
That could work.
To look professional.
So I'm going to look semi-professional with the one that I've got. But it's a little crazy to say the least. It's going to be exciting to see how they play. I'll give you the updates on the socials if you're interested, because, you know, proud papa moment. We'll see how that all goes. But yeah, I'll be working remote for the next couple of days next week, as I'm staying there for the next weekend as well. Should be fun. But hey, you know, we've kind of spent a little bit of time here already, according to the TikTok clock that's going on. What's our first section? What's from the trenches? Thank you.
From the trenches.
From the trenches. Things you've been working on at work. You know, the stuff you get paid for.
Yes.
You know, all that kind of stuff. I'm curious, Jared.
Yes.
I'm like, what are you doing at work these days, man? Anything you can tell us, or is it all top
What
secret?
do you actually do?
What is it that I do here? I take the specifications from the customers, and hold on. I've been actually it's been interesting for me lately, because I am doing a lot of work around our infrastructure, and we're actually trying to move some of our build infrastructure onto Azure Native.
There you go. I'm going to use that at my next meeting with the engineering team.
Goodness gracious, I can't
speak to improve the uptime for Azure Nature.
So it's
he's not sure.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's most of it is just trying to configure like private networking to private resources, making sure that all can be done in an automated fashion.
Got it.
So that when we build these pools of servers, they're all connected to the proper locations, including, I mean, we have to deal with licensing servers on certain technologies. And so we have to create network connectivity from the build servers to the licensing servers. So
always fun to be able to have that build up and then disappear as required to be able to make that work.
Yep.
And Mr. Roman.
Yes.
You indirectly work with me. We've been busy on a particular project.
Are we allowed to sneak peek?
Without giving too much detail, I'm interested.
Yeah, but we have to start talking about it soon.
Yeah, we do have to start talking about it soon. I'm just not sure if we're ready to talk about it right now. I can let you talk a little bit about it, or I can break the ice. Therefore, I take responsibility for it. What do you want to do?
Why don't you do that?
Okay, so I'm not going to say what
I
it
can't
is.
get fired.
How about I say this? The advocacy team that I work with here in Microsoft has partnered with engineering and partnered with marketing to create a unique virtual event that will be taking place in late March that is going to be talking about a particular thing where internal and external folks have applied to be able to discuss technologies related to that particular thing. And it's a virtual engineering-led, advocacy-produced, marketing-supported virtual conference that's going to be taking place. And it's a trial to see how this works. How's that? Is that a good explanation?
Close enough, yes.
Close enough?
Close as we can get without actually saying the words.
Yeah. So yeah, very good. Very, very good.
Like
So,
Fairbread said, you're doing a thing about the thing?
Yeah.
We're doing a thing about the thing.
We're doing about the thing. And the thing that we're talking about is something that probably all of you have been using in your work lives, probably for multiple decades. But that's all we can say. And we'll continue to as well. Yeah. Regardless of where you are. So
what I've been doing this week is reviewing all of the submissions. Trying to figure out how the hell I'm going to fit all the said submissions into a 3-day event.
So it's multiple days. It's not just one day. That's another good hint.
Yes, as far as I know. I'm not planning on sleeping that week.
Very good. I appreciate that.
And in writing all of the procedures and scheduling and wrangling cats, which are comprised of other advocates, engineering folks, and marketing.
There we go.
But the marketing cats seem to be multiplying.
But they also seem to be a lot more easy to work with. They're responsive.
They're responsive, but like I had one meeting about creatives.
Okay.
So like look and feel and templates and so on. And I was thinking, okay, so look, we'll need this and this, a bumper, some video assets, some like nothing huge. I just don't have the cycles to do them myself because normally I would have.
Right.
So we get into a meeting with the agency that's been retained by marketing, and all of a sudden there's 6 p.m. from the agency. I'm like,
6 people.
There's 6 people from the agency. Those are the PMs. That's not technically including the people that are actually going to do what we need them to do.
Right.
There's something that if I had 2 free days, I could probably get it done myself.
Hey man, it's vendors how they work, right? But I do want to call it out. The cat is out of the bag. Absolutely nailed it. We are having a 3-day conference on the command prompt. Correct. You figured it out.
The command prompt and Notepad.
Yeah, the command prompt
coming together
with the new AI assisted Notepad coming together to make it so that you can build virtual networks to be able to get licensing to work with the build servers for an enterprise scale solution for one of the largest software companies in the world. That'd be fun. And of course, our good friend Frank Boucheron was asking as well. He says a LAN party with the new Quake version.
Ooh,
quite possible. Quite possible. Do you know that today is the 20th anniversary of
Quake?
Of Halo.
Oh.
Which version of Halo? Do you know?
1?
No, not 1. It's the what's the big first time we actually released a version that was a big shooter back and forth amongst them all?
Halo?
No.
Halo 1?
No.
Halo Infinite?
Halo 1. Halo Infinite. I think it is, isn't it?
No, Infinite was the latest one.
What is it, man? Halo? It's not Warzone. That's Call of Duty. Oh, we're having a hard time. We have to spin up a stream just to be able to watch Halo. If I had my researcher here on file, I'd be able to go off and find that out for us. Oh, look at that. First time chat and joiner, Pete has joined us to say, sweet, a person of many words. Thank you very much. 20
Well,
years.
and that's Pete. I believe that's Peter DeTender from Europe, and
Correct.
both he and Visio MVP is the virtual event about coffee.
There will be coffee consumed for sure. Will be coffee consumed. But hey, you may not have noticed it, but folks are going in and doing a exclamation mark word and then putting in a word for the word of the show. You're welcome to go ahead and do that any point in time inside the chat, and then you can go off to patchandswitch.showbot.tv and vote for what you think should be included as the name of the next show. Do you know what the name of this show is, Mr. Shockley?
Yes, I do. It's Drowsiness, Oxygenator, ScopeShaft.
There we go. Gotta love it.
Speaking of Drowsiness and Oxygenator, what is the CO2 level in your office currently?
So if you were if you were with us on the last show, that show piqued my interest as I woke up from my drowsy snooze that I had midday. When my CO2 levels were in the 1600s inside the room downstairs. That's very much in the red zone. Now, again, I didn't want to alarm my family. I warned them that was not carbon monoxide, where I probably would be dead. Carbon dioxide at least allows you to continue to live, but make it yourself a little bit drowsy.
It's not good for you. Did you not see Apollo 13?
Yeah, so it's not very good. Makes you do silly things. So that's why I approved Pierre's holiday for 3 weeks in July, I think it was. Yeah, my family decided that I should move upstairs, and so I now have an office upstairs, and this is a real window that you can use. And so I now have
opposed to a
that
fake
freely
window?
flows. Pardon me?
As opposed to a fake window?
As opposed to a fake one, because Jared actually came up with a good idea. I think I'm going to put a green screen mat over top of the blind, and then I'm going to randomly put in different outdoor cityscapes for different episodes and different calls, and make that available. So I have to figure that part out. And of course, Pierre is going to show off the fact that he actually has a green screen. So we'll get that. Yeah, so I moved upstairs. The oxygen level is quite palpable. I can see my CO2 guy over there. He's saying that I've got a good 650. So that's very much in the green. And if I needed to, I can open up the window, but there is some construction going on just down the ways. So I'm going to leave it closed for now. So thank you for asking about my oxygenation levels. I appreciate the caring moment.
No problem, because we want you to make sure you're not drowsy.
Right. That's very important. And making proper guesses on what to do. So for myself, what's been going on for me, interesting stuff at work. We are just about to get into, but we're about a couple of weeks away from the final end of one of the internal engineering semesters that the engineering teams use to cycle through the different ways that they do planning for building of services in Azure and in the rest of the world. And so I've been involved in some planning meetings for the next semester to be able to come up with ideas of, what our customers saying, where are some areas we have to improve, what are the numbers looking like with regards to uptime and efficiencies and all sorts of different sort of stuff. So there's been a lot of bantering back and forth about KRs and about objectives and things like that for the Azure infrastructure environment. And so I've been able to sit in on those meetings and make some comments and things. And then the output of that is going to be some planning memos that come out to the next level down of folks, in which case they then go in and start the process of identifying what projects they should prioritize to improve stuff and make things better. So it's the circle of life, as I like to say, in engineering.
Overhead stuff.
It's the overhead stuff. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's the circle of life in engineering planning as the semesters are looking like they're going to start to roll over. So cool things. I can't talk about any of it, but cool things.
Of course not. I
have beef here.
Moo?
Not chicken. You got beef.
I have beef.
Okay.
Moo?
We measure, we plan and measure our financials in fiscal years and quarters.
Yes.
We measure and do all of our travel on quarterlies. We
Mhm.
get our performance evaluation in half years and fiscal years,
Mhm.
and we plan our and measure our engineering approaches and KRs and stuff in semesters, which none of them match.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's my beef. None of them match.
And
Yeah.
your point is,
It's
They're
annoying.
they're separate cycles, man. That's all I can say. Sometimes things don't nicely line up all the time.
They should.
it's the
OCD in me.
Yeah.
I-
I'll give you there.
and go gadget. Yes, and
Yeah. I like that one.
that is a great one. I wonder where that comes from. Yeah. But I just my concern is we're going into a new semester and I can't get the classes I need.
Okay. You didn't sign up in time? They were all
Didn't sign up
full?
in time. And even though I'm a senior, I don't, you know,
Well, you'll have to fill up with basket weaving 101.
Nice.
I did that at Montana State.
I took football for a semester.
Well, I actually took fly fishing for 1 credit at Montana State.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Fly fishing.
I had 11 credits. I needed 12 to stay a full-time student.
Yeah.
I took fly fishing.
Wow. That is so cool that they have a fly fishing option. I never knew that is even possible.
Some schools have it. You know,
Nice.
they have some sort of recreation. I even had pocket billiards for 1 semester just to get 1 credit.
Nice.
And I played every night down at the bars. So it's not like I didn't know how to play pool.
Nice.
I think I went to the wrong university.
I know, eh? I see GoGo Gadget 360 is tripling down. It's called the Command Prompt Apalooza 24 for our event name.
There we go.
Make sure we got to make some landing page graphics for that, Pierre, that we can
Grab the domain name too.
Can we use that as the unofficial name?
Yeah, well, we'll take a look at that.
Quick, go grab the domain name and have it registered to Microsoft. That'll cause everyone to go, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah,
because I'm the point of contact for the creatives, so I could get them to change the tagline.
Nice. I love it.
We won't start marketing until it goes live.
He's even added it to the words of the week for next week's show. That's for an
Here.
nice time.
I got the perfect tagline actually. Command Prompt Palooza. It's not just a blinking cursor anymore.
Nice. I like that. AI powered Copilot.
It's not. It could be anything because it's not just a blinking cursor anymore.
Yeah. Copilot command prompts. I like it. Prompt engineering. We're good. Command prompt engineering from PDIT. Love it. Oh, I love this place. Yeah. So planning cycles, everything else like that, which is all awesome. That's going on for me. Next up, we've got beer money. Tech support we do for our friends, our family, our friends' family, our friends' family's dog, and multiple other things as well, because we all know that we get asked for various different levels of tech support. I have a prop to share with you for mine. Can you see that?
Your iPhone is disabled.
iPhone is disabled.
Yes. It's not mine. It's a little small, old phone. A friend of mine dropped that off and said, I need to get this working. I'm like, okay, what's up? She's like, this has a a SIM in it that is and the account for a particular thing that they have access to for this one user. But they had their parents visiting them recently, and they needed to have a phone to be able to stay in touch. And so they loaned them this phone because it's activated with a SIM. And the parents went in and decided to be super secure, and they changed the PIN on it.
Can't they just call the parents?
They then returned the phone because the next day they forgot what the PIN was. And they had tried it so many times that they had locked the phone. And so they now have tried it so many times. And you know how Apple does that, wait one day, wait 3 days. Wait 7 days. They've gotten through all of them, and so now it's just completely bricked and solid. And so I don't know if there's actual data on the phone that they have to recover, but I've got to see if I can go in and basically make this phone happy once again. And the funny part is, part of the thing they need to have is they need to have the text codes that come in for SMS 2FA. And I'm like, well, did you take the SIM out and put it in another device and get your texts that way? And they're like, you can do that? Yes. Yes, you can. So
I think I have a box of razors around here somewhere we can drop the SIM in.
So I did my best, and I found the next available phone that I could use.
The Duo.
The Duo, because no one's using this right now. So
No
I put
one's
the
using
SIM
this
in here.
ever.
I know. So I put the SIM in here. This is the first generation Duo.
Yep.
I put the SIM in here. It's getting the text messages now. So that solves the immediate problem of being able to get the 2FA SMS text messages. Yeah. So that's some fun little beer money support that I've been doing on that side. Besides doing
Nice.
all the regular, beer money. It doesn't really count as beer money if you're living in the house and you're doing house projects. That we need to come up with a different term for that one there.
Yeah.
But,
I'll be doing some of that here shortly
oh yeah.
into the mobile house.
Okay. You're doing some renovation and some relocation.
Oh yeah. I'm going to have to move out of this current apartment by April 15.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to be moving into the RV again. So should be fun.
Very nice.
So what
Yes.
do you do with all your stuff when you leave?
Depends. I'm going to be moving a lot of stuff into storage because I may have a place to move into this fall already. So I can put it
Nice.
into storage short term. And I'm not going to go too far on the road, especially initially. I'm actually going to be staying. I found a campground up on Redmond Ridge over by Rick's old place, his original old place. Him and Joey's places here. And it's a beautiful campground. It's almost a
Yeah.
resort, and it's only $1,100 a month.
Wow. Not bad.
And that's like 1/3 my rent.
Yeah. That's not bad at all.
So
I'm assuming
Is
there's
it
some kind of like a
warm
limit
enough
for how
to
long you're
live
not
in all
stay there.
huh? You
Thank
both
you.
talked at the same
I
time.
know, thank
What?
you. I said I'm assuming there's some kind of a limit for how long you're allowed to stay there.
No.
As long as the check clears?
As long as the check clears, they're happy.
Oh, nice.
So I'm going to be looking at staying there for, I'm thinking about staying there till maybe June. And then June, July is when it starts getting hot here in the Puget Sound area. That's when I might take a look at going out to the coast or up into the mountains.
Ah, got it.
And because I have the T-Mobile 5G home internet and the Starlink, I can literally kind of go anywhere.
Connectivity wherever you need it.
So that was
Exactly.
my question. Is the J-Shock warm enough to stay in all winter?
Jayhawk, it is not. It is not a 4-season rig. It is
Or
not.
do you have to like pile bales of hay underneath and on the sides?
You
too?
have to do that anyways if you're in a 4-season rig, because that's just you have to do something underneath them. I've been looking at some 4-season rigs. I'm currently love the Jayhawk. It's a perfect size for me. And there are just some things I need to do to improve it, and that's what I'm going to do this summer.
Nice.
So we'll probably talk about that in future episodes. I might even talk about it in testing and production if we ever get that going back into production. Hey, it's like every other episode is like, hey, do you have time? No. Last time, Pierre, you had to go to Montreal, right? You had to drive to Montreal Friday morning.
I was picking up my mom from the airport. She was coming back from Florida. First time she went to Florida for part of the winter without my dad since he passed. So
That's
it was kind of like couldn't miss that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Good call.
like, I think it was the time before that I was just not feeling well at all. I'm like, no, I can't do this. So, GoGo Gadget 360 asked, you do a mail forwarding service? Actually, yes and no. It's not a full forwarding service. It's called Traveling Mailbox. And they offer addresses in a lot of states. Technically, my mailing address is in Tacoma, Washington. And everything gets sent to them. They scan the outside of the envelope, and then you go into the website. And then if you want them to open and scan the contents, you can tell them to do that. Or it can be forwarded, or you can have them shred it.
That's brilliant.
I'm going to be if you give me that real address, I'm going to be sending all kinds of non-appropriate material.
I won't be giving you that address. No. Yeah, no. I don't want to do that to them. They're really good. I've had a lot of folks actually talk about it. And I've had people say, "Well, do you trust them?" I'm like, they meet HIPAA and a couple of other privacy laws as a part of their service. They're willing to sign what they call a business associates agreement with medical practices for HIPAA. That means if they cause a loss of patient data, they have to pay the fines for the medical practice.
Oh, okay.
So that tells me they have
what they do.
Good processes in place. And it's been super helpful for me because I don't have to really manage any of my mail. It just goes there, it gets scanned, and off I go. And what I did when I had the mail delivered to my house or my apartment was I scanned it anyway. So I'm taking a step out of the process.
Yeah. That's cool.
So
Very cool.
It's a very good service. I highly recommend it. Hashtag not sponsored.
Nice.
Hashtag would love to be sponsored.
Nice. Well, speaking of sponsored, I see that we're fulfilling our contractual obligations.
Yes.
For every 100 episodes, we must advertise the fact that we are using StreamYard, a streaming service for all your needs.
As I said in the green room, this was the only clean, or that was the one on top of the clean shirt.
Nice.
Wow.
But
But if you want to, we can.
Nice. Oh, even better. He's now got a patch and switch sticker.
Nice.
Stop it. I love it. Pierre.
Still not sponsored.
Still not sponsored, unfortunately. Pierre, man, any beer money support you've been doing these days, my friend?
Oh, the sticker fell off.
Oh, there you go. Don't worry. That's in our next semester planning for reliability. We're going to improve the KR.
Well, I don't think spit is an authorized glue for.
It's not HIPAA compliant. It's not HIPAA compliant,
and it tastes horrible.
I know. So as you scrape the glue off of your tongue, do you have any beer money that you performed over the last little while for tech support for your friends and family and family's dogs?
Yeah, I have an all-in-one in the other room that one of my hockey teammates found out I was working for Microsoft a couple weeks ago, and he's like, "Yeah, my wife's got a computer she uses for her cricket. I have no idea what a cricket is, and it's not really working anymore, but she's got all her files and her designs and everything on there. Do you think you could take a look?" So I'm like, what do you think it is? I'm like, it is the PSU. No, I don't know. So we dropped it off yesterday.
So you have yet to turn it on. That's this weekend's project?
No, because he dropped it off. It has because it's one of those all-in-one, like in the screen, kind of like it has a proprietary power brick, which he did not bring over.
Oh, so it's not a standard 3-pronger.
No, and it's one of those like barrel plugs on the back.
Oh, it's like a DC. Oh man, that sucks.
Yeah.
Well,
Nice.
I guess you'll be seeing him again soon.
Yeah, I'll see him on Sunday at the hockey game.
So this is one of the situations where I would like put it inside of a dedicated, hermetically sealed room with no networking connectivity to turn it on the first time.
Oh, it's not seeing the network here. I'll tell you that for sure.
and
I'm actually thinking about taking the drive out.
Oh yeah.
I have a drive caddy over there, so I'll just drop it into the drive caddy on a machine, which is a sacrificial machine,
Okay.
like one of the Delosaurus that I still have around here.
Okay.
We'll read the data, put it on a USB key, and then I'll just hand him the USB key, put the drive back in the machine, format, and reinstall.
I was gonna say douse it in alcohol and light it on fire, but that was me.
Well, I suggested that, but that's not my machine.
Nice. Mr. Kuzer in the chat just came in and said, probably nailed it right there. I hope that the magic smoke didn't blow away. That keeps the CPUs all working and nice. That's in there.
We'll see.
I don't know why, but YouTube has been delivering to me on YouTube Shorts. Like every single computer repair company that has YouTube videos, and like when they open the laptops up and it's just filled with crud, and they have to some of those things are just disgusting.
Oh, some people.
Well, I during the Christmas break, I took my entire desk or office apart.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to do cable management behind there. Because it was getting to be a little on the nutty side.
Very unruly.
I actually found, I think it was 8 USB cables / extensions that weren't plugged into anything at each end.
You wonder why those devices weren't working?
Well done.
No wonder there was so many wires there, but my computer used to be on the ground under the desk.
Yeah.
Which was one reason why I couldn't raise my stand-up desk, because the wires weren't long enough and the tower would start tipping. So I moved it up on a kind of like bookshelf kind of deal. But I took the opportunity, because it was on the ground and I have dogs and cats, to take the side panel off and the filter from underneath.
Oh yeah. I think you found a third animal
with the. I had to take it to the garage with the compressor.
Yeah.
So the question is, did you I think Rick was just starting to ask the question. Did you make another pet with all the hair?
Yeah.
3
pets. Or, a hair piece for yourself, potentially. Because, I wear a hat because I'm bald. So
I embraced my baldness.
You embraced. I've been doing that this last year, too. It's been kind of freaking some people out.
My chrome dome.
Yeah.
Well,
not going to happen.
The cable management, I honestly goodness wish that, is there a company I can call to come and do that for me? Like, seriously? I would pay money. I would pay good money for some IT OCD person that would have a side business that would come in and do complete and total cable management of your setup. So basically get your desk and all your stuff all fixed up correctly, but then have them come in. They have all the Velcro, they have all the tubes, they have all the experience, they've got extenders, they got power bars, and they could just go, and then in half an hour, it would be perfect. Because I suck at it. I really, honest to goodness, suck at it. And so I would literally pay money if I had someone here in Redmond or Seattle or someone willing to travel on your own dime. Come on over, and I will pay you to come and do cable management of my office because I could use it. I need to have someone take away my IT Pro card because of how bad it is. I saw a tweet the other night from some folks that are online that I follow on the Twitters that are from the networking background. And they were going on a rant around this one picture about how someone had taken a screenshot of a punch down block with all the cables coming into it. I thought it looked quite nice, but then I didn't realize the extent of what they were talking about. For well, if you strip away that much of the shielding and you're running the cables, all the twisted pairs all the way down the line, you got interference that can happen and blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh, I had no idea. And then someone showed a picture of another job that they had done instead. Oh my gosh, it was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
So there's definitely
Mr.
people that
Kuzer-
excel at this.
Yeah, Mr. Kuzer had a great idea, and he tried to put it into the chat, but it got blocked because he put in a URL, which was a great idea, and he was going to call it ocdmyit.com.
Oh yes, lovely.
So he's been put into timeout.
Yeah, and GoGo Gadget 360 said, I'd happily come over for the low price of $100,000. Cash only, small unmarked bills, non-sequential, please.
Well, the MVP Summit is coming, and we've got that thing to do. So if you fly me to Seattle, I'll do the cable management for you.
Yeah, but you just told me that you had like 7 unknown USB cables in your last job. So I don't really trust your quality.
But now they're gone.
No, but I still don't trust your quality yet. I need to, I need some reference. Before I hire anyone, I need to see some reference photos.
Hey,
look.
Hey, Rick.
So if you're
this is
into
the guy
this,
that you trust to fix your brakes.
I don't want to go talk about brakes. If you're interested in this role,
I did not do the new brakes.
Just
I'm not the one who forgot the bolt.
Sign me some. Sign me some photos at the @ Patch and Switch on the socials, Instagrams or Threads, whatever you happen to use these days, about different really well done cabling jobs for desks, not for server racks. That would be cool. Oh my goodness.
So I guess based off of what Pierre said, we should make sure all the bolts are nice and attached and tightened and properly locked in place.
Have the proper thread locker, and just make sure you do not mix up standard and imperial and metric.
In some cases, you need to use the AN6 bolt with the locking nut that has where you put the wire through it, like on maybe, I don't know, door plugs.
That could work. That could work. Oh
yeah,
fun, man. Hey, again, we're more than halfway through the show. I just want to shout out and have some recognition for some folks that happen to be in the chats. Thank you very much, Pete, for joining the conversation and the show. It's been a while, my friend, since we've seen you. And Shady Sapandas is being rather quiet today, I will say. Just to call him out. A little quiet today. I understand. And if you haven't already, don't forget @word to go ahead and suggest the next word for the next episodes, and then go to showbot or patchandswitch.showbot.net or showbot.tv. Showbot.tv. There it is. Patchandswitch.showbot.tv. I love how this automated bot just kicks in here and tells us what to do. To be able to go off and vote for your favorite words.
Oh, I mean, we have a command
Frank says that cable management is not for people like us. It's for normal people.
Yeah, I know, So. Oh, Shady Pandas goes in. Well, since he's been called out, he's currently covering the help desk right now. So I stay on your calls. You need the money like everybody else with a regular salary, and keep your job.
Did you try turning it off and on again?
Yeah.
I was going to ask actually if my coffee holder's not working right. I was going to ask.
Well, I could literally hear a chair hit the wall all the way from Australia last night. When our good friend Pierre knows this person, the rest of the world might know them too. Sonia Cuff, Scuffy, as I like to say. Sonia Cuff was lamenting to me inside of a Teams chat that we have about how her Azure Copilot was hung, not working. She was in the console. Microsoft people have access to the pre-release to be able to go off and make it better. And in her particular instance, the Azure Copilot was not answering her. She typed something in and it would say, do its thing. That says it's going to work on something, but then never come back and just kind of disappear.
Talk to the hand.
And so I said, well, did you reboot? Have you turned it on and off again? And she just,
how do you reboot Azure?
I have no idea, but you could see you know, the Teams icon, the little animation of the person typing with the 3 dots that goes up and down. That must have gone on for a good 10 minutes as she was trying to figure out what to type in response to me. And then she finally just responded in true Australian form with an expletive, telling me to shut up. Oh, so much fun. So much fun.
I actually spoke to an Australian company this
Ford
week.
and it had the sink in it, so there was a badge on this on the dash that said "powered by Microsoft." And a buddy of mine kept asking me if I had to turn it off and on again when I needed to roll down the windows.
Nice, that could work. We have to work on our timing, gentlemen. You guys seem to keep on talking at the same time. The delays are kicking in. The next segment of the show is known as Beer Talk. We haven't talked about beer in a while, you know. I indirectly talked about some beer with my son the other day, and it was quite interesting. You guys heard of Ghostfish Brewing out here in the Pacific Northwest at all? Jared, are you familiar with Ghostfish at all?
Nope,
No?
can't say I have.
I'm pretty sure Pierre's never heard of Ghostfish Brewing either. No?
Nope.
Ghostfish is a brewery that's owned by some founders who actually have celiac disease. And are extremely sensitive to all forms of gluten, of which gluten is very much present inside of beer. And so they've made a brewery that specializes in 100% gluten-free beer. And by golly, it actually tastes freaking good.
I was going to say, is it also flavor-free?
No. They have quite an array of different types of styles of beer that they make. But I needed some gluten-free beer because I was making some chili, and I wanted to share it with my son, who happens to have a gluten sensitivity. And I wanted to follow the recipe, so I managed to go off and find, even just down the street at the local grocery store, they actually stock a 6-pack of IPAs from Ghostfish. And I'm like, well, when in France,
But you're in Duval, not in France.
I'm in Duval. Definitely not France. There is no Arc de Triomphe here in Duval. So I picked it up and used it for the recipe, and also drank the remainder of them. Shared one with my son, and it's really damn good. So I then went and checked out their website at Ghostfish Brewing, and they have a whole tap room and a whole restaurant and everything else. It's all 100% gluten-free, everything on the menu. So they say on their website, not a single piece of gluten comes into this restaurant or this tap room or brewery at any point in time. So all that being said, I'm going to be taking a little trip down the ways over to the west side of Seattle to go visit Ghostfish Brewing tap room with my son, who's got gluten sensitivities, to go off and have a pint or two and have some brunch, I do believe, on a Sunday or something like that. Very cool.
Nice.
Very, very cool.
Very nice.
Did not know that was possible, because like Pierre mentioned, I have had some gluten-free stuff before, and it was questionable.
That's one word for it.
So anyway, very, very cool stuff.
I have to kind of stay away from the beers for now.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of alcohol, actually.
It's good to take a break sometimes, my friend.
Well, I'm trying to get my glucose under control, and I know alcohol can
make it skyrocket pretty quick.
Make it skyrocket, yes. I'm finally getting closer to the normal range. I'm definitely dealing with a diabetes situation. Talker.
Damn.
No.
Well, good on you, my friend. Good on you.
But I've now got I've had one of those continuous glucose monitor things.
Oh yeah.
That I've been getting the data, and it's scary, some of the data that I'm seeing.
Man. Now I do have to ask, are you taking the data and are you putting it into like Power BI and analyzing it and doing charts and graphs?
I am not, because I'm on an iOS device.
Bing Anselman.
Yeah.
He uses an Android.
Yeah.
There's
Well, you have
plenty
an
of software
Android.
that can intercept data on Androids, not on iOS.
Yeah.
You have an Android. Just take it out of the mothballs.
I don't. I would rather not comment about the whole Android situation in my life right now.
Nice. Let's stay focused, gentlemen. Focused.
Because I'm being told that it is not to the appropriate level, and I get one email saying I'm not going to be able to use it anymore for work, and then I get another one saying, well, you can use it for work, but you're going to have to get this YubiKey to use it, and then I get the same emails from both entities every week.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of tired of it.
Nice.
That's weird because I have an Android and
It's a more
I'm
modern one,
connected to
dude.
work. Hey,
It's a more modern
I have a OnePlus Nord
oh, it's your
N35G
OS version.
Android 11. I can't get to 12, even though that's the minimum that they want, because it's all around Google doing passkey support. They are only going to support 13 and 14 right now with passkeys.
Nice.
Just like Apple only supporting with iOS 17. So if you have an older phone that can't get to iOS 17, you also have to do things. But the fun part was, this was what they told me to go get.
That's
I have
cool.
a YubiKey now
Yeah.
for my corporate identity, which is awesome.
Nice. Very cool.
But they keep sending me an email every week saying, 2 emails, one that says you're going to get disconnected from corporate, and then the other one's like, well, you might get disconnected unless you get a YubiKey. And I'm like, if done the requirements, what?
Conflicting
I don't know if I'm going to get
requirements.
blocked or not.
Gotta love it. Oh, I see Crush Networks has joined late to the party,
Yes.
but still here. Good
David's
to see
finally
you.
here.
Yes, good to see you, my friend.
Oh, he's in LA. He can answer the question from the beginning of the show as it's raining
yes.
in California again.
Yeah.
Yeah, David, is it raining real hard in the LA area?
We'll find out.
I've actually hung out in at his house, kind of near LAX.
Not bad.
Californians seem to freak out with rain the same way Seattle people freak out with snow.
When it's as much rain as I heard that they got, it
Oh yeah, man.
it was like, tell me if I'm wrong, David. I've heard at one point it got to 4 inches an hour.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
4 inches of rain in an hour is a lot of rain.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Mr. Pierre, words to you, buddy. Any beer recently?
I picked up a six pack of O'Doul's stout.
What?
I'm making a stew and it needs
making a
beer,
stew.
and the recipe actually recommends cheap beer because it's most of the taste is going to be burnt away. So, it was like one of those, like $1.50 a beer.
Not bad.
6-pack, the cheapest.
Cheapest stuff you can find.
Yeah, it's a stout though, so it's dark enough that when I hold it up to the light, I can't see through it.
Nice.
So we'll see what it does for that. Other than that, my good beer has all disappeared. So these days I have to reach into the Aki Night Reserve.
Oh,
Yeah, Coors Lights and Bud Lights. So it's like because you have to keep hydrated.
you gotta
after
keep
a hockey
hydrated. So
game.
that's the hydration stuff, I guess. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Nice. Very, very cool.
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
And then in the last moment that we happen to have, I don't know if we're going to have time to talk about it, but random spending. You got 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Any random spending, Mr. Jared?
I spent some money on a new scanner that I've been using that's been great.
Oh, yeah?
Scanning
Very
in
nice.
pictures from like my mom had at her apartment, like years and years and years worth of pictures.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Mr. Roman, random spending.
I had to go with new Skidoo boots because the old ones were taking on water.
Oh, yeah? And you're getting ready for your Skidoo weekend next weekend.
And a new jacket that is fast to prove. And fast me in this case means flotation assisted survival technology. So if the skidoo goes through the ice and I end up in the water, the padding inside kind of inflates and now I start to float.
So on a motorcycle, if you go over the handlebars, it's called the flying W because you end up like this as you go across. Same thing for the skidoo. When it rapidly decelerates as it hits the water, you go flying across.
Yeah. The thing is, when you get on the lake and you start the ice starts cracking, you have, unlike a bike where you have to slow down when you're crashing, this one is in case of doubt, put gas.
Yeah, and lean back.
Yep.
Lean back. And that lifts the skis up enough. You hopefully can just keep on going.
You can keep on going. You can actually skidoo on a thawed out lake. I wouldn't try it.
I have been there, my friend.
No thanks.
Nope. It's not fun.
So I have to find the wires for this helmet back there because I have to plug it in because it's a heated helmet and heated visor.
Yes.
So,
yep.
Very cool. Oh, Crush Network's asking about new technology with the airbags that are coming around. I've got some I've seen airbag vests that people have these days. But we'll have to leave that for another show. Random spending for me has literally just been smart switches. I've been smartifying my new house. So I've been installing smart switches. And let me tell you, I have this new construction. They got happy with 3-way switches and 4-way switches all over the place. Oh. And I hate a 4-way switch. Oh my God. It's taken me years to understand a 3-way switch. And now I got 4-way switches, and it's really not easy to go and put in the smart devices to be able to control those 4-way switches. So,
and those smart plugs for the 3-way are super expensive, aren't they?
Oh yeah, no, they're crazy, absolutely crazy. So, with that, thank you very much for joining us. We got through all 5 segments of the Patch and Switch show.
Do we want to look at the naming?
I was just about to get there. So yes, if you go to patchandswitch.showbot.tv. you still have time to be able to cast your 1 or 2 votes to be able to go off and choose the words. I'm trying to see if I can see that screen because my screen is pretty small. Well, we've got
want me to read them out?
Novid's Secret, Command Promptapalooza. I think Command Promptapalooza absolutely has to be one of those words. So I'm going to promote that one there if you could. That's going to be cool. What do you think, gentlemen? Anybody?
COVIDiot?
Man COVID, softball, unpaid, IAC, COVIDiot, Porntini.
I would say Man COVID is good. I don't know if we're going to get blocked for having the word COVID in our title, but Man COVID is definitely good. And
we got also DTO, bricked, phoned, duo, OG, tri-cut, and cables.
Let's go with duo OG. We're just grabbing all the weird ones this week. So there's our name for the next episode coming up in a fortnight's time. Going through and saying thank you to everybody that's been joining us for this particular episode. We appreciate you. You are able to catch past episodes if you want at patchandswitch.com and at the podcast directory of your choice. Don't forget, if you're going to podcast, give us a review. Give us 5 stars. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a little comment if you could. That'd be great if you could. But you know what? Crush Networks, you came in late. Still great to see you, my friend. Thanks for joining us. GoGo Gadget 360 has been very active in the chat these past couple of days. Of course, as always, we've got Visio MVP that's been saying hello. Mr. Kuzer has joined us, and also, even though he was banned for putting in the fake URL, you're welcome back anytime, my friend. Thank you for joining us. J-Shock, you're always here. Thank you very much for being here, and thank you for being you. Absablog and Lootly, Pete joined us. I forgot about that. And even Frank Boucher has joined us as well from the Montreals. Thank you very much as well. And if you want to get called out in the final wrap-up of the show, just interact. Just give us a chat. Say hello. That's what we do. That's it. That's all I got.
Have a weekend, everybody.
Have a weekend, everybody. was that Halo anyway? Like,
It is just Halo.
It's
No,
just
but, like,
Halo, dude.
literally has it's its 20th anniversary.
No, I checked during the show. It's just Halo. 20th anniversary of Halo.
Is it?
Yeah, and I think I'm in the doghouse because Pike Brewery must have heard me say that I was good drinking O'Doul's because they sent me 3 emails during the show.
Whoops.